12 months have flown by really quickly with my Model 3 Performance. So what's it been like to live with? Has anything worn on it? Has anything gone wrong? Do I still enjoy the performance? Should I have bought something else? Well, I'm going to do this little video today and go through some things with you that I've learned owning this car for 12 months. So here we are in the back of the Model 3. Now this is basically the same as any other Model 3, whether it's the base range, the all-wheel drive or the performance. They don't change anything in the back. So you've got the 3 abreast seating. Really, it's only a 2-seater. This seat is so rock solid, no one's going to want to sit there. It does work very well as an armrest. We have cup holders in it, and that's about it. That folds away nicely. Headroom is pretty good. Although I'm pretty short at 5'7", so I'm not the best test for headroom. One thing I do wish that they had on the performance model is the rear seats really need to have the same level of bolstering as the front. If you have passengers that enjoy being thrown around a track, they're just going to end up being thrown around the inside of the car, because these back seats are not very supportive for cornering. One big boot, or trunk if you're American. It is a really decent size. Ignore my hoodie. Everything is carpeted, and as you can see, I've used this to carry all sorts of stuff in: wood, building materials. So I've got this liner, which looks like the Tesla one, but it isn't. It's from a website called Tesseries, and they're really good quality. This has really stood the test of time as well, to be fair to it. I've also got their rear seat protector as well on there. One of the best things with the Tesla is the under boot floor storage. I mean, I've got loads of rubbish in here. That's the dog guard carrier cover thing, tyre inflator, 3-pin charger, just tools and all sorts of stuff just in case. Unfortunately, there's no secondary section back here like you get in the Model Y. And if we fold the rear seats down, so difficult to open those doors, Matt Watson. If we fold these down, these are the back seat protectors. They're just Velcro, but you've usually just got carpet behind there, so they're pretty necessary. You've got all of this space. Let's get the other one down just to give you a full. Oh, open the door first time again. So you have got all of that space. You are just limited by this parcel shelfy thing, which doesn't come out. But you've got loads of room in there. I've had all sorts of stuff in the back of this car. And although it's small, it can be very, very practical. So I wouldn't write it off in favour of a Model Y from a practicality point of view, because you can get a lot of stuff in it, and you can even camp in it. I've got to try it now that I've said that. Right, I fear this isn't going to be very dignified, but let's see if we can at least lie in the back of this. Obviously, from your point of view, it's going to be very interesting. So my feet are just touching the boot. Let's shut this door. I won't stay in here long because all the climate control's just gone off and it's a roasting hot day. But I am laying quite comfortably. So feet touching the back. I'm laying down. And let's just flip the camera around. And my head is up against the chair. So if you're 5'7" like I am, you could camp in the back of your Model 3. Now that I know it's possible, I'm gonna have to buy a mattress and try it. Okay, so that was the boot. So what about the front? Let's just get into this. Let's see if I can do it through my watch. Open. Technology. So this is the front of the Model 3. Now it's not as deep as the Y. Again, another load protector here from Tesseries. If you're in the UK, you've probably already come across it. I'm not linked to them in any way, but they do make some really good, well-fitting protectors. Towing iron things are in there. Washer fluid here. The only bit of maintenance we need to do on a Model 3 is fill it up with screen wash. And I'm not going to be able to camp in that. It is roomy though. There's enough room in there. I mean, you could put all your charging cables and things. After seeing the Model Y with the drain plug, it would have been nice if they'd put a drain plug on it, because on a day like today I could fill it with ice, fill it with ice cream and cider and beer and things, and yeah, you're away. So whilst we're on the outside, let's talk about the looks of this thing. The Model 3 Performance gets a different front bumper with the little intake grills on the side. They are real, they do go right through, but I don't think they really do anything, just aesthetics. Front splitter and a little radiator underneath it. Then we have the 20-inch forged wheels. I've taken the aero covers off. You usually get a little cover that sits in these bigger chunks, but they make zero difference to overall efficiency from what I've tested. So they just stay off all the time. But really nice wheels. I've gone down some massive potholes. No issues. No issues. The biggest issue are these god-awful things here. I mean, you see how they're curved back? They will scrape on absolutely everything until you get a really cool looking mud flap like that. Rears are the same thing, just staggered, pretty wide tyres. But the efficiency on this thing is pretty phenomenal, as we will see when we get inside. Side profile, you stand back. Apart from the wheels, it's just a Model 3. No difference there. And then we come to the back, and I'm going to try and not die standing on this. Okay. We've got the carbon fibre, real carbon fibre spoiler. Diffuser, which is slightly different to the others. And of course, the not a plaid badge. The performance badge. That looks very similar to a plaid badge, except it hasn't got some red and yellowy bits in it. And from the outside, that's about it. Now, in the front is where the most obvious interior changes take place. The first one being, and the best one, the performance seats. And they are glorious. If you could option these in every Tesla, I would. The bolsters, they're just the perfect seat. They're comfortable, they're supportive, they look really cool, they look special. They're just such nice seats. You then get the aluminium pedals. They don't really do anything. It's one extra change that Tesla can list to say it's different from the others. Nice to have now. I wouldn't have the rubber ones that come with it, but yeah, they're quite nice. And then the carbon fiber, whatever that piece of trim is called. And again, apparently it's real carbon fiber, but it just kind of blends in with everything else. But I mean, they're the performance changes that you get if you spec a performance model. The interior itself is just a really nice place to be, really nice place to sit. Let's just get in it for a moment. Shut the door. Sound check. Does sound nice and solid. Let's try and not be blinded by the sun. So this is a black interior, obviously. And the only difference, apart from colour, to the white interior is if you spec this in white, rather than having suede on the door cards, front and back, you carry on the white leather theme. They don't put white Alcantara in it. But the black is quite nice, and as you can see from everything, I mean, I have a passenger fairly frequently who has zero interest in cars, my partner, and after 12 months, 14,000 miles, there's no wear. She doesn't care about how she gets into the seat, clambers all over the bolster, it's not cracked, it's not creased. There's a small dent that I can see on the camera there, but that's it. And they've lasted incredibly well. If we go on the driver's side, try and block out the sun, expert camera work. This, which gets touched all the time because you have to touch it to close the door. Again, no obvious wear, nothing's worn out along it. The button that you press to open the door hasn't worn, same with the window switches. The steering wheel is still in remarkable condition. It looks brand new still. It's one thing that I was most concerned about, because people often say about Teslas that their build quality is terrible and it can't match German cars. But I know it's only a year old and it's only done 14,000 miles, but I was expecting this to be falling apart at this stage with how people speak about Tesla build quality, but it just hasn't. It's really good. The armrest down here, I use this all the time. Not a mark, you wouldn't know it's been used. If this was cleaned really well, detailed, put in a Tesla dealer as a brand new car, you wouldn't know. You just wouldn't know. There's no issues with the headlining. I mean, I've still kept some stickers on it, look. I didn't even know that there were stickers there. Ooh, peely peely. Well, someone's taken that one off and it wasn't me. But yeah, all of this works. No issues. Nothing creaks, nothing sagging, everything's... It's really good. You know, the gaps are still brilliant there. There's a slight misalignment in the ambient lighting strip. Very slight misalignment. That one's spot on. These all still work, and these are massive as well. This isn't standard, but this is a genuine Tesla one. It just slides out the way. Optimus is in there, chilling out. But they still work perfectly. Same with the cup holders. Same thing under there. These are also massive under this huge bin. Wireless chargers are working perfectly. This hasn't had to go to a service centre once. I'm amazed by this car. Honestly, from the reputation that they get, it's not deserved, in my experience, having this for this many miles. And also, to do this many miles, charging at home on a 7p per kilowatt rate has cost me less than £500 to do 14,000 miles. £500. I don't know what that is in dollars. Maybe like $750, something like that. To do 14,000 miles, it's absurd. I had a Range Rover before this. I would spend £500 to do, it cost 150 quid to fill it up, and it would do like 500 miles. There's some maths there that I can't be bothered to do. It's insanely cheap. And if we look from new, I have averaged over that 14,000 miles just under 300 watt hours per mile. And this stays in basically this setup all the time. I don't take it out of insane unless the weather's horrendous, as in chucking it down with rain, or we get snow or anything like that. I mean, this is on summer tyres. I did drive it in pretty bad snow last year when December time. And I was going places that 4x4s weren't getting on summer tyres. It's a remarkable car. Right, let's get on and do a bit of driving. You know, one of my favourite things about getting in this is that I just put my seatbelt on. There's no stalks, and people make a big fuss about it. I press the brake. Now watch my hands. I'm pressing the throttle now. We're not in drive. The steering wheel won't even turn. It's not on. I press the brake. I haven't touched anything. We're in gear. It knows that I'm going to go forward. The whole moaning about the stalks thing is, well, just that, moaning about stalks. And off we go. Now, driving this around, this is quite a bumpy track. It's not even really a road. It doesn't have any line markings in it. Driving this around, you wouldn't know it's a performance car. It just glides down the road. It does. It's smooth, it's composed, it's easy. I'm in insane at the moment, and it's so easy just to regulate how much throttle you put down. You don't have to go stupidly fast. I'm doing 30 now. Now if I wanted to, there's no one behind, I could slow down, and there's 10 miles an hour, and there's 60 miles an hour. It's just so easy to regulate. That's why I keep it in insane all the time. It's not like an on-off switch. It's so easy to modulate. Frequent in-city driving, I would change it to chill, because it just makes it easier. It's slightly more relaxing. Now we're coming up to a fairly sharp bend here, and it's just the way it goes around. It's buttery smooth, and it's so easy. I had a rear-wheel drive Model Y the other day, and that's a lovely car to drive. But this, you know, people compare these to BMW M3s, and you kind of look at it and think, what? How is a Tesla, regardless of what they've done, how is a Tesla anywhere near a BMW M3? But it is. It's so effortless. And if, like now, I'm just cruising along, it makes such a good cruiser. Suspension's in standard, the steering is in light, I'm in insane mode. I don't have to drive it like a mental person. I'm just cruising along. Every corner is just so nice to go around. The steering is nice as well. This is a fairly sharp bend, but it's a quick rack, so you know, just it's so good. It's such a good car. It's such a good car. And then, as you've seen, the boot space with the seats up and with them folded, I mean, you can fit a 5'7" person. What's that? It's roughly 1.7 meters to the back of the seat. From the back of the seat to near the screen, you know, you could probably fit something in here that's 2.5 meters long if you wanted to carry something that kind of size. If not, you can get a roof rack. Funny enough, I'm going to be doing a video soon because I'm having a tow bar installed in on this. I'm probably one of the rare people to have a tow bar fitted to their Model 3 Performance Highland, and I am going to be towing a trailer. It's not for a bike rack. I've got some house clearance stuff to do, so it's fairly light things, fairly light trailer, and we're going to see how it does. But it's just such a lovely car just to sit in, and it, you know, you're sat here in these bucket seats, and the bucket seats, they've just got so right. So right. They're bolstered well enough that they keep you in place, which is what you want. Excuse me. They're bolstered well enough that they keep you in place, but they're comfy. I've sat in this car doing long distances, probably 4-5 hours. I've then driven for the whole day, so driven 4 hours somewhere and then driven 4 hours back, and they're so comfortable. I haven't had backache or anything. They're just lovely. My one gripe with the seats is the driver's side gets like lumbar, like the back adjustment, the inflatable things. The passenger doesn't get any. There's none. Minor thing, doesn't affect me because I'm the driver, but it's one of those things where you think it's a £60,000 car. It should have stuff like that. But you know, you just sit here, any opportunity. So there's some signposts here. I'm doing 50 miles an hour, 60. Let's slow down and do some other accelerations. 40 to 60. That seems to take about the same time. I don't know how it did that. Let's do 30 to 60. It's the only car I've needed the headrest in as well. It did hurt a little bit. It's quite a lot of force. So, I mean, what we've learned so far is it's practical. It's got a big boot, limited by the opening, but a big boot. You could camp in it. It's long enough to do that. A little bit more restricted, but you could do. It's comfortable. It's obviously quiet because it's an electric car. Even with these 20-inch wheels, it's a tiny bit noisier. When you get above kind of 55, 60, you can start to hear the tyres. Whereas in a standard all-wheel drive, you can't. And whilst we're talking about tyres, the Pirelli P0s, Pirelli often get a bit of a bad rep, but I think they're really good. They suit the car quite well. From an efficiency and quietness point of view, mixed with the performance abilities that they've got. A really good tyre for this. So much so I was looking at going maybe Michelin Pilot Sports when these need replacing, which I reckon I've still got about another 6,000-7,000 miles left yet. So I reckon from your Pirelli P0s driving the performance as it should be, and I've been on track a couple of times with this, you should be getting about 20,000 miles from your tyres, which I don't think is bad at all for a performance tyre. So you've got comfort, you've got practicality. I think it looks great. Is it a work of art? No. But does it look great? Yes. The standard Model 3 looks a bit boring and plain. The added little bit of flair that this has got really makes it look... It looks aggressive. The looks suit this car. The ease of driving is there. It's one of those cars where you could drive it as the enthusiast in insane, suspension in sport. When it's in sport, it's noticeably firmer, but it's not undrivable on the road. And then your partner or your son or your daughter could get into it, or a parent, and have it just in chill. And it just drives like a normal Model 3. It's such a versatile car. You've also got the fact that it's a premium interior. Is it luxurious? It's getting there, but it's premium more than luxury. If a Range Rover or a Bentley was luxury and premium, this is just premium. It's got some nice materials. It feels really nice to be in. It feels special, especially with these bucket seats. The heating and cooling in the app is brilliant, and again, a very premium thing. Is it luxurious? I would argue no, but it's certainly premium feeling. I love the minimalism. I think that's great because it's such a unique thing to Tesla. It's not to everyone's taste, but it just feels like stepping into the future. Just nothing really going on in front of you. This massive screen. I don't want a head-up display. I would like a little display in front of you. Nothing crazy. I like you can't see any vents, and then you've got the ambient lighting strip that goes around, which is just like a halo when it's dark. It's just so futuristic, and I just think it's so cool every time I get in it. I can't help it. I just think it's brilliant. And everything's very convenient. I get in, my phone just goes down there on the wireless charger. Whether it needs charging or not, it's got a place to live. I don't have to fumble about with mounts and other stuff. Got enormous bins everywhere. We've got massive door pockets front and back, and they're all carpet lined, so nothing rattles. And everything's just got a home. It's great. Now the problem is with doing something like this is, obviously I'm speaking very highly of this car, and I do think it's a brilliant car, and I do think Tesla often get a bit of a bad press because of Elon Musk. I won't go into that. I think they're a brand that people love to hate, and I don't know why, but very much seems to be the case. I'd imagine the way that I see things is if BMW had come out with this car, it'd be getting praised everywhere, but because it's a Tesla, people hate it. It's something that's easy for clickbait because it's easy to hate. Now there are some negatives. I picked out one, the lack of lumbar support for a passenger. The next one is, I'm going to have to say it, the indicator buttons. For me, in my particular position, they don't bother me. I don't have to deal with many roundabouts. I indicate just coming up to junctions where the steering wheel is straight ahead. It's not a problem for me. I don't care. When I have used this in cities on roundabouts, it's a pain. It should have just had an indicator stalk. End of. The buttons are manageable, but it should have just had an indicator stalk. And that's really all there is to say about it. My other gripe is just with how things are with technology. It moves on so quickly, but you know, this car's only a year old. It hasn't got a front-facing camera. Tesla are already talking about, you know, the computers in this not being capable of full self-driving and everything else, so it goes out of date very, very quickly. I've also heard potential rumours, but very soon the batteries that are used in America are going to find their way to Shanghai, where this is currently built for the European market. Anyway, Shanghai, that's what I was saying. The 510 horsepower capable battery that's in America for the Model 3 Performance sounds like will soon be coming to Europe, which then means that for the same money you could get what this car should have been from the factory, and Tesla are just going to say, suck it up. So that's also a bit disappointing. It's just how things are changing so quickly. Doesn't really take away from how great this car is. It's probably too powerful for the road as it currently stands anyway. It's just slightly disappointing, that's all. So is there anything I would change about getting this? Would I buy the performance model again? You know what, I've gone back and forward on that so many times in my 12-month ownership of this. I thought, would I have been better off saving £10,000, because that's how much the difference is, and just buying an all-wheel drive car? Because most of the time I drive this as I would drive an all-wheel drive. I've missed the bucket seats most of all. I've recently then also been thinking, did I jump the gun a bit early? Should I have waited for the Juniper Model Y? Because the practicality benefits, which would help me with certain things I like doing. I'm into mountain biking. Now I can fit my bike in the back of this. It's a 29-inch wheel mountain bike. I have to take the front wheel off, but it does fit in the back nicely. I will attach a picture of that somewhere. But after driving the Model Y, this just feels like a smoother, nicer thing to be in. And unless you are needing the practicality of a Model Y day in, day out, and you need that big boot, and you need more interior space, then you have no option but to go for the Model Y. But if you have the option, the Model 3 is better for several reasons. It's cheaper. Whatever one you go for, it's cheaper than the equivalent Model Y. It's also more efficient than the equivalent Model Y because it's a smaller, more aerodynamic car. The ride is better in the equivalent Model Y, or than the equivalent Model Y. Again, this is more composed over bumps, it's smoother over bumps. I'm astonished with how well this rides. Now, when I drove the rear-wheel drive Model Y, I was expecting it to be like a Range Rover in comparison to this, because this is their sportiest car. It's lower, stiffer. It rides about the same. This truly is a remarkable car, and it's got to be one of the best daily drivers out there. So if you're thinking about getting a Tesla, 100% do, because I'd say maybe like 2% of you would be disappointed in it. But the chances of being disappointed with it are so low because it's such a good car. It really is. And I'm just talking to a Tesla in general. If you're an enthusiast and you want the Model 3 performance, again, it's so good because even if you're not using the performance, you've got none of the drawbacks like you have with a normal petrol-powered performance car. It's so cheap to run. It's still silent to drive and extremely refined and comfortable. You don't lose any of that. Maintenance isn't higher because it's a performance car. Okay, tyre cost is slightly higher and insurance is slightly higher like it would be on any performance car. But you haven't got turbos or superchargers, or you don't need specialist oil and da-da-da-da-da. It's great. It's really great. I'm sold on electric cars entirely based on my ownership of this. I just think it's fabulous. It's a brilliant, brilliant car. And since the cameras have been rolling and since I've been driving back, I've been doing 230 watt-hours per mile over the course of 13.5 miles. It's a performance car. Why is it so efficient? And you've seen I've been putting my foot down as well, stupidly, in just random places, no need. So if you're thinking about buying a Model 3 Performance, or any Tesla, a Model Y, wherever you are in the world, I've linked my referral code in the description. It'll really help me if you can use it, because I can use the credits to buy certain upgrades and do certain things, and also show support for the channel. If you haven't, hit the like button, hit subscribe. There's going to be some things coming up with this car that are probably going to be a little bit unconventional. As I say, tow bars on a Model 3 Performance. How does it tow? Why would you want to? I do, but I'll show you all of that. Now that I've actually laid down in the back, that was the first time I've done that, I'm going to buy a mattress for it, and we'll go on a little camping trip and we'll see what it's like to camp in. So there's all those kind of things coming up. I'm also going to do a video on Enhanced Auto's Commander. I've got one of those fitted in the car currently that I've been testing. I'm going to do a little video on that sometime soon. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. It all helps me. Whether you do or don't, I'm going to continue making videos. So you might as well just get it over and done with now. Subscribe and all that stuff. So I hope this video has been useful for you. My next video is going to focus a lot on just daily driving this. What's it like? Running to the shops, that kind of thing. So stay tuned for that one. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.